An older halfling woman flips the wooden sign at the front of her bakery from open to close. In the back, her husband is hard at work scraping their ovens clean so they'll be ready for a batch of fresh bread in the morning. She joins him, grabbing a brush and scrubbing away. "It's nights like this that really make me miss our little lad," she says. "He'd have this clean in 5 minutes flat most days." Her husband stops and wraps an arm around her. "I know, honey," he says. But to be fair, he was twice our size and uses claws, not these old brushes. They chuckle a bit before exchanging woeful looks as they hold each other just a little bit tighter. Elsewhere in Wakuzana, most of our party is in Ward 7 at Kite's Manor. After interrogating Faxon, the rat-folk assassin, the party unfortunately didn't learn who hired him to kill Naito, only that he got the job from the shadows that were with him. They decided to send Anzai and Aimon back to Sanctuary through the storm to check on Umbra, Kier, and keep the place safe for the night. Though on their way back, Aimon began to notice strange puddles forming purposefully in his path. We cut to him discussing this with Anzai.
The fact that this is happening makes me want to get to Sanctuary more and more. Well, the innermost part of me wants to run back to my friends, but the part of me that has responsibilities feels like we should get to Sanctuary fast as we can.
You do have a rat in your pocket.
I look around. You told me to point at a lock. I can't give specific instructions.
Throw him into the puddle.
I dip him in.
Dunk it, yeah.
That wasn't good advice. I was just reminding you.
Pick this shit.
Is there any buildings around me that seem open, like a tavern, an inn of any kind?
Oh yeah, you would probably pass by one eventually, yeah.
I would look at one, nod, and want to step in with him.
Hey,
Okay, yeah.
Quick question. Are they within a mile of Kite's house?
Yeah.
Okay. My rat can communicate empathetically with me as long as within a mile.
Uh-huh.
So if anything goes wrong, he can actually send a signal.
Word, yeah. I mean, he's chilling in his
Does he
pocket.
comprehend
I'm
magical puddles?
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. I mean, what would go wrong for him is like something would really big need to happen.
Aimon just picks up the rat like a phone, like, "Peter, I need you."
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. I would whisper, I'd say, sit at the bar, look nonchalant.
Yeah.
And then I would try to get to a point, Aragorn style, where I sit in the corner and watch the entrance and just see if I can, if any being or person or just anything looks out of place.
Yeah.
Is this a busy
No,
tavern
there is
inn?
nobody in here really except you.
Hide in the crowd.
Well, it's mainly because it's a very stormy night.
Yeah.
There's not nobody. There's probably like a couple tables of people. Just it's not rowdy in any way. There's a female woman is the bartender. Anzai appears to just, like you said, be sitting at the bar, blending in, making basic conversation with her every so often and such. And you see outside through the door is shut, the windows are down, but they're not like barred or anything. And there's torches lit in here to show like if you need somewhere to stay, you can come in here. You see outside a puddle form in what looks like an ice-like sculpture of a bald human man, like made of ice. The puddle like forms into it, wearing a basic tunic, all of this made of ice, scabbard on their side. It is transfixed by like looking at the entrance where you entered. And you...
Is there a back door here?
Yes. Assumably, almost everywhere has a back door.
Yeah.
It's normally where a lot of people who go to taverns pee in the back alley. It is saying things in what seems like a mix of gargled water and noises you would almost expect to hear from a fish, like a language that involves those sounds. To itself, you just pick that up. Well, actually, you would more like read its lips that it's doing that. I mean, obviously, you have no idea what it's saying.
I would just try to make sense of it and it wouldn't work.
And it like fully forms and just stands in the middle of the road and begins to walk towards the door.
I look at Anzai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every so often he's like shooting you looks to make sure like you haven't picked up on anything that he hasn't.
I look at Anzai, I nod at the door, and then I begin to make my way towards the back door.
Okay, yeah.
He can interpret that however he wants.
You do that. As you get up, in the blink of an eye, in front of this creature, like came out of nowhere. So quick you don't even know if they just like are that fast or they teleported. A 5.5 foot tall humanoid, hooded, loose, gray monastic robes, a golden metal mask you catch the side of that like glimmers as there's like a flash of lightning. and thunder and gray wrappings around their feet and hands reveal like there's pretty much no visible flesh of this humanoid in any way.
Does this look like something to do with the Tao family at all?
No, this
Okay.
looks like something you have never seen or
Okay,
heard
just
of
wanted to make
before.
sure it
It's-
wasn't like gold mask. That's
no,
a Tao
yeah.
thing.
It's clearly like a medium humanoid, like a basic medium
Yeah,
humanoid.
yeah,
But like I said, there's no revealing qualities to it at all.
Uh-huh.
It like quickly appears in front of it. There's like a back and forth almost between the two of them. And you see this thing like pointing inside and like clearly wanting to go inside, and this thing being like shaking its head no, trying to plead with it, and then it whisks its hand like just in front of it, and the rainwater begins to form together into a circular pattern behind the two of them, and she pushes it pushes and you know it's real too because I didn't say he, because I always say he. God damn it. God damn you, ADHD. Anyways, this medium humanoid that we definitely don't know anything about pushes this being made of ice into what looks like some sort of portal. All you see through it is just water, an endless expanse of dark water, and then they enter and they're gone.
I look at Anzai again. I just pop the cork of my what he knows to be the potion, and I nod to him.
Okay.
And I
He
drink
takes
it.
Yep. He takes
Elixir.
Elixir.
Yeah.
And I say, look at my potion I'm drinking, this potion, and I drink it. And then I
poison.
go towards I nod at the bartender
Mm-hmm.
and then walk towards the front door.
Okay, yeah. He leaves a tip and then
Okay.
follows you.
As soon as we get to the front door, I just turn to Anzai and I just say, follow me.
Okay.
And I cast Fleet Step after drinking the potion as well.
Okay.
And my speed is increased by... Does it give me 10, you said? So
Well, they both are, I think they're both status bonuses.
It's fleet step status.
I think it is because we talked about not being able to use it on Raiji.
Oh, yeah, 30-foot status bonus to my
Yeah.
speed.
So they
just
don't
takes the
stack.
higher.
Stack,
Yeah.
All right, so just
You are
30.
still faster, though, yeah.
So if your spell runs
Yeah.
out and you don't want to use another one, you can
Yeah,
then
so
increase
you
by 10.
so you cast a spell, and so far Anzai has clearly been leading, and now especially because you kind of ignore.
He also
what
doesn't
their
know where we're
effects-
going.
Yeah, like for the first time, it clearly throws him off a little bit that you're like quite equal to, if not a little bit faster than him, and
Wait.
he's like trying to keep up.
Did Aimon tip?
He didn't get.
I didn't buy anything.
Oh, I was gonna say because then he'd look away and look forward, and the bartender starts appearing just in front of him.
But yeah, you get to Sanctuary. No further interruptions. No more puddles appear in weird ways. No one. Don't see either of those. And
How long
Weird
does it
things.
take?
with you guys moving quickly, only about an hour probably. Yeah, you get there. Kier's there. Hello.
Get to the front door, I'm just like,
Is he awake?
Yeah.
hi.
Oh, you go in the back or the front? I guess is the question. Because if you go in the back, he wouldn't obviously.
I wouldn't take Anzai through the front or through the back.
Okay,
right
that's
off the
fair.
bat.
Yeah.
Just take him in the front, and then hopefully people are sleeping.
Oh yeah, most people are. You only reason I assume Kier's up is because. Well, do you go down with Anzai?
Yeah, I'd have to move his bed. So
Yeah. So he always is. He gets up. He's like,
Never sanctioned Anzai to go downstairs.
That's why I told him not to say anything.
Yeah. But he says, hello.
Hi.
He looks to Anzai. Anzai, like, they exchange words, introduce each other.
This is a friend.
Okay.
Just in case anything happens, like things have happened before while we're gone. Just thought maybe an extra set of eyes and hands could be helpful.
Yeah. Do you have any money? He says. He looks to him. They do a quick back and forth. He gives him a couple gold coins.
Okay.
Kier's like, okay, yeah, he's good in my book. Wait, do you need anything from me, or can I?
Yes, you can. Has anything strange happened to it at all since we last left?
No, other than he points to a window that's like clearly been reboarded up because it wasn't as fortified against the rain as he thought it was. Other than that, no, nothing. He says.
I just tell Anzai to grab a seat somewhere,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna walk outside,
Okay.
go to the back entrance, and enter.
Okay.
Remember to pay attention to where you step.
Yeah, Umber's down there. He is reading a book that you have not seen him have before. But yeah, and then you come in. I don't know if you want to roleplay that at all. You give him the books.
A little bit. I'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, Umbra,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. Reading.
What you reading?
Diego gave it to me.
What is it?
Stories.
I just kind of want to glance over your shoulder at the page quick, not trying to like detect
Just get a
it,
vibe
just
of like
wanna-
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems like a
a journal.
bunch of-
Like,
yeah.
did he write it?
Yeah,
Diego?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like a collection of stories. They're clearly like not written from his perspective, but
Yeah.
like they're all written by the same person. It's safe to assume they're all
Okay.
written by Diego. But yeah, he says they're weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of weird stuff in the world. I said, Peter also sent me with some more materials for you to take off my backpack and get out the stack of books.
Okay. He quickly goes over them.
Maybe wait to. You're smart. If you read anything in there that you'd like to try, and it seems like it could hurt you, anything in here, or anything in the sanctuary whatsoever,
Wait.
better safe than sorry, and wait for Peter or myself to get back here.
Affirmative. Okay.
Do you need anything?
No.
Food? Yeah.
I don't eat drink.
Yeah.
I don't need sustenance nor rest.
I have an urge to just help. I can't help. Okay. I'm going to go. Be safe. I take out, what's your rat's name again?
Sulfur.
Sulfur. I say, here's Sulfur to keep you company.
Has he seen Silver before?
But I don't think
Why
so.
not?
Okay.
Uh,
He takes
The
it.
favorite brother.
He looks at like dead in his eyes.
Be gentle.
Okay.
He is Peter's. Made by Peter.
We're the same. You and me.
Honestly, they're
Not
both
so different, you
They
and
were
I.
both
He's
made
like-
from my blood.
Yeah.
I'm going to bust you out of here.
Yeah.
But if anything strange happens, anything goes wrong of any kind, you just tell it to find its way back to Peter, and it will.
It's speaking to me.
It's speaking to you.
Yes.
What's it saying?
You have much cleaner pockets.
That I do. Not as much soot on the inside. Yeah. If you can speak to Sulfur, converse about whatever you like, I suppose. He's not quite the same as you as far as the ability to understand, but if anything goes wrong, he can get back to Peter far faster than you can. So just send Sulfur, okay?
Okay. Yeah, they clearly are communicating in some way with like rat noises and stuff.
I'll just let you
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
I like dogs walking around each other.
Umbra's like, there can only be one, and snaps his head and drinks the blood.
I'll keep him safe.
I can make another.
Are you? Yeah. You're sleeping here, right?
Yeah,
back.
by the time we get here, I would.
Yeah.
But I would go back in to
To the top.
Top
yeah,
floor.
for sure. Yeah.
just tell Anzai I was checking on some things. And then
Yeah. Everybody gets a full night's rest. For the record, it is still storming when you guys wake up in the morning. Not as bad. Still thunder and lightning every so often. It's raining a little less heavy. Is there anything you do at Sanctuary Aimon before heading back that you want to clarify before the party just groups up again?
yeah, I mean, not much. I would just talk to Anzai again.
Yeah.
Let him know. Better safe than sorry. There's lots of fist fights down here a lot, so you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings if someone's snooping around and you rough them up a bit and you end up being wrong. It's all good. It happens.
Okay.
Just, yeah,
Beat the shit out of people.
protect the people
Yeah.
here.
A homeless dude rolls over. He's like, "Hey!"
Did I tell you to wake up?
Yeah. Is
and
he
then-
staying here?
I would tell him to stay.
Yeah. He also
I would flip him a gold piece.
word. Yeah. He stayed up all night, keeping watch. So he's
During the
very
day, it's
groggy.
not as much. You can.
He figured
you can
that.
rest.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he was gonna sleep.
Just two things for record keeping. I'm going to poison both of you guys' blades.
Oh, that
Straight up
sentence.
thought you
I'm gonna
guys
poison
were just
both
gonna
of
be
you.
like, I'm gonna poison both of you.
Just to keep the
And
record
then-
straight.
And both of us, my dark vision elixirs actually last 24 hours. So we'll just both take them now, so we both have dark vision if we need it.
My pupils are super
I would also
dilated.
stop to check my mail on the way, just in case. If there's nothing there, it's all good.
Nothing other than like basic.
Bills.
Yeah. But yeah, anything
Wakuzana
you guys
electric
do
system.
before Eamon gets back in the morning?
We're probably going to talk to
Naito.
Naito.
I did ask to wait,
Yeah.
but that's
Did
okay.
you? Oh, I thought you specifically said.
But I
not.
hate Aimon, so let's go talk.
Yeah, he specifically said to do it with Aimon. Or
You
Aemon
don't
has
have to
do it with
listen,
him.
though.
No, that's fine.
I'm not the leader of the party, after all. That's clearly...
I thought it was the. I thought
Peter.
It was,
No,
I thought you said the
Umbra.
opposite
No,
thing.
it's sulfur.
Yeah, Sulfur.
Yeah.
I am the leader of the Beatles.
I'm
the
actually
tea.
Sulfur's companion. I'm not. It's on the other way
Yeah.
around.
Oh,
Sulfur
no,
is
my
a level
Ringo.
20 wizard, and you're his familiar. But yeah, anything you do before Aimon gets back?
I would change my lead to the Shadows that hired Faxon as
Yes.
opposed to Faxon.
Okay.
I actually would go to Naito by myself, though.
Okay.
I would sit there.
Yeah, now he's like in a bed. He's like in a guest room fully.
Gotcha.
He's sitting up though, like in a chair in the room.
Would you do it discreetly?
Just walk in there.
Okay, I'd follow.
Yeah, it's fine.
As long as Amon's not there.
No.
I just like
If you- I mean, like,
if
you-
you were like trying to avoid me seeing
I
you.
feel like that would make you want to follow
then
me even
yes,
more.
I would just do it in stealth. So
Yeah. No, but when I'd get to the door, I'm like, I'm going to talk to him about some personal stuff, not really pertaining to what's
Oh,
going on.
Gotcha. I'll just be around.
Okay, if you hear anything, don't tell the others.
All right, I sit down in the room.
He pulls out my brass ear.
Yeah, I'd just stay in the room then, just with some tea.
All right.
But yeah, he's like sitting in the love seat.
So you are staying or no? I can tell if I was a joker. Okay.
No, I am.
I'm not gonna like beat him up and throw him out. Take your tea and get the fuck out.
But yeah,
If you were like, no, I really don't want you to, but you're smart enough to know that I'd probably stay by the door.
Yeah,
and
no,
listen.
I know this is a losing argument. Like, there's no way I'm just gonna get you to leave.
Fucking just steals Bell.
It'll be like Animal House, and I'll look out the window, and you're just on a ladder, like
Yes.
in the window.
I come back to see him getting tossed out a window.
I'd like to keep an eye on the street.
yeah, for sure.
I would roll perception for puddles on the way home.
Don't worry, I'm not
They're
here.
everywhere.
Just from the storm last night?
Yeah.
You!
Start punching the water.
Yeah, weirdly enough, when you just to clarify, if you don't remember, it's still storming, just not as bad. Went from like a 9 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10 storm wise. If you Naito's wearing some clothes
wire.
that are like clearly a little too tight on him. Because he's a pretty broad guy, pretty
he wearing
big,
Kite's
broad guy.
clothes?
No, just like some spare clothes, but they're obviously not fitted perfectly. Bald head, human, like I said, brush shows, thick black goatee and mustache. But yeah, he greets both of you as you come in.
How are you feeling?
Not nearly as close to meeting Grim as I was yesterday.
Happy to hear that.
Don't, I'm not here. Just ignore me.
Certainly more.
Okay.
Don't mind him. Certainly more cohesive than what I've heard from everyone else.
Do you have? May I have some tea as well?
Oh yes. Not this tea. Well, I guess I'll give it up.
Well, is that the one you drank out of?
Yes.
I
would look out the door. I would be like,
yeah, someone could go get tea.
servant,
Yeah, someone will
servant
bring
boy.
tea.
I
Kite
say
is
to
also
Kite.
pressed against the door.
Yeah. But yeah, he says, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we had to. Well, we didn't even really meet last night, but under these circumstances,
Yeah.
the rest of my companions would also like to talk about the more grand scale things, but I thought I would.
He just looks to Diego sitting in the corner drinking tea.
Some came earlier than others, but I just wanted to check if there was anything that you wanted to discuss with just me personally.
Yes. Am I allowed to take notes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, he pulls out a journal, quill and ink. So, I think we're in agreement that what we talk about does not leave the group we talk about it with.
I think considering last evening's events, that would probably be for the best.
I slowly shut the door.
Okay. You can make small talk until the tea comes, because obviously a servant walking in doesn't want to talk about that. But yeah, tea comes. I have a rare ability that has manifested, from what I understand, only twice before in my bloodline. It is referred to as spirit vision. I can see the souls within people. It's how I knew you're undead.
I figured you were gathering something the first time we met in Koi. But it makes a lot more sense that it is an innate ability.
Spirits made of negative energy or connected to the negative energy or connected to negative energy are black, and spirits connected to positive energy are white, and most of the time anything in between is a level of gray. You are a black soul with stark platinum eyes. I have never seen that before.
What does my soul look like?
It is just a white soul.
Damn it. Carry on.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any inclination as to why that would be?
I would say that is probably in relation to how I was, quite frankly, brought back. It was not through nefarious means. It was a choice that I made on my own free will. As far as I can tell, I have all of my original personality traits, just not all of my memories. So even though the outward appearance appears to be, well, for the average person, nothing to write home about, but someone with your innate capabilities can pick up on the fact that I am not quite normal, but even in that confine, I am out of the ordinary in the out of the ordinary. I'm not just a shambling undead or one that craves flesh or blood. I, quite frankly, if you know anything about where I'm from or who I am a part of, have you heard of the Order of Icar?
No. What is that?
Quite frankly, we are a group that is set about to stamping out corruption. Not in the more common terminology of corruption as far as undead goes. I'd be quite the oxymoron if that were the case, but more on the grand scale of abuse of power or abuse of powers. And the person that I work under believes that people who hold a high resolve in that matter of stamping out such corruption should be given a second chance to do so, and I was given that second chance.
I'd say that's a fairly noble goal.
I'd like to believe so, certainly.
What do you know? I mean what I say when I said in the letter that I mean you know ill will. What do you know about Grimm and their followers? I mean, I would assume if I were in your order, I would have been briefed on that we normally don't look kindly upon.
Yes, I have been well acquainted with the fact that there are those under the following of Grimm that would view me as an abomination, especially how they believe that any form of necromancy or bringing those back from the dead are stealing from Grimm what is rightfully his. But I have met other followers of Grimm that don't hold that, I'll say prejudice. But I understand where they're coming from, especially as somebody in my employ. I come across plenty of undead, but I guess that is where I differentiate myself. I try to also stamp out any undead that would wish harm upon other people, as I equally view those as a abomination, a corruption of souls.
That's good to hear. I personally, in my own beliefs, I don't see much difference between you and I other than the plane our souls are attuned to. Maybe someday I'll die, meet Grimm in the boneyard, and he will tell me how wrong I was for allowing you to exist or even helping you. But for all I know, Grimm gave your soul back willingly. I am not so foolhardy as to believe that I fully understand the machinations of my God, my chosen. So while it is common belief that any soul brought back is a stolen soul, so to speak, from Grimm, I can't help but feel if he is truly the watcher of the boneyard, that why would there not be some souls that are willingly let go of, so to speak? obviously, my thoughts are a minority of my group. Most would not look upon you in the same light.
That is why I've tried to keep a low profile, especially with my condition. I understand that very many people would not look on it so favorably. Out of game, do I know what kind of relationship, whether it be the followers, I doubt people would have a firm grasp on the actual like divines themselves, what Tzetios and Grimm are like to each other, like how they interact?
So Grimm is a chosen under the divine of Tyne.
Gotcha.
Which is the goddess of like destiny, fate, prophecy, time, mortality, all of that stuff. Grimm is chosen under because like the one, it's said that the one true fate that all things share is death. That's the one destiny that when you're born with will happen. Blah, blah, blah. So there really isn't any relation. Grimm is kind of either notorious or known for being basically completely uncommunicative with their followers. Some people think that they're more of an entity than like a sentient being more than anything else, or some chosen are like very personified. Like Tzetios has depictions and stories of those who have been to the higher planes and spoken with him and such, and all sorts of things, whereas Grimm is sometimes spoken as if he is a force of nature, not like literally a force of nature in terms of like primal stuff, but like more of an aspect of life than a like sentient existing thing. So there wouldn't really be too much. There is some precedent for like followers of Tzetios and followers of Grimm working together, because obviously Grimm is pretty. Most followers of Grimm are pretty against undead, and undead is one of the most common forms of what people view as corruption, which is kind of the whole anti-corruption thing is Tzetios. But other than that, there's not much of a relation between the two.
Gotcha. Well, while I may not be a direct follower of Grimm myself, I'd like to think that my following and fellowship with Tzetios is hand in hand with how Grimm would like things to be. I'm trying to prevent souls from being tainted and sent back hollow, and the time I've been given back to me, I wish to use to pay back for these souls that otherwise may have been sent in a much less favorable afterlife.
I'd like to help you with that. And I think I could use your guys' help as well, if it's not too much to ask. He kind of like rubs his neck after everything you've
Certainly
already done. I think can you gather the others?
Yes, I was about to say with the more broad stroke stuff, I will definitely gather everyone else. We are just waiting on Aimon to return. The Half-Drow, if you have met him yet.
I have not.
He's one of the...
Is Raiji still?
No, he's packed up out of town.
I'm the new Raiji, yes.
They have a very similar voice. It's uncommon.
You have 3 personas then.
I kind of like make the like...
that? He's like,
what?
My apologies. I did not. I would assume that your
neck.
closest confidants.
How do you say that? Like the kill
neck chop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that same sign earlier, so just insert that in there.
That audio.
Because I just said I'd put my hand
Just
across my
my
neck,
voice.
and that wasn't a good description.
Naito's just thinking he's threatening to shoot him in the neck again.
Yeah.
He's like, I was the shooter.
Yeah, I like motion like pulling a bow and arrow.
Yeah. To the neck. Eamon, you would be getting back around then because it's convenient. No puddle mishaps on the way there.
Any issues?
Peter would probably be there for you. Yeah, because he's like watching outside. Be there for you emotionally. No, like waiting for
Morning.
you. He'd be the first person
Morning.
you see.
Do you have any issues?
Yes. Nothing that harmed either of us.
All right, I'll take Sulfur back.
Sulfur's at Sanctuary with Umbra.
All right.
They could communicate pretty instantly. They were talking pretty fervently. when
Oh,
I
yeah,
left.
he speaks my languages.
I figured.
There goes my lockpick.
Plotting against you.
Hard cut to them in the graveyard. He's like holding him by his hands and spinning around.
The slow motion run
Sulfur's
towards each
holding-
other.
Do you believe
in magic?
But yeah, you guys go.
I think they're upstairs.
Umbra tells Sulfur there's going to come a day when you don't want to listen to Peter.
You know you don't have to listen to him. I just learned this yesterday.
Yeah, it's great. You don't have to listen to him.
You can rebel against your parents.
Kill your father.
Where
Kill
are
your
the-
father.
Where are the others?
I think they're upstairs.
Talking to Naito.
I think so.
Okay. Should we go join?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'd probably be like, I would imagine coming up as I'm like coming out to get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remind me to tell you about what happened last night. Don't let me forget.
I won't.
Good to see you've arrived.
Yes. Morning.
Things all okay at Sanctuary?
Yes.
Anything to report?
I just like nod towards the door that people can still hear through. Like,
Okay, we can discuss later.
we can talk later.
While they're doing that,
Mhm.
he looks at you and he's like, I would do the other two. Not
They don't. It's fine.
Okay.
It'll probably come out at some point, but the other two don't know. So
Okay.
You piece of shit.
Anything
Aimon, you do hear that whisper through the door. But yeah, you guys go in.
I'm the best person to hear secrets just because I just don't have a stake in anything.
Just tired.
Yeah. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Every time he hears a secret, Aimon ages an additional year.
yeah.
He's
I got
an
a
elf,
lot to
doesn't
go.
matter.
You're all going to die before me.
All right.
Yes.
Me and Naito have discussed our more personal matters to attend to, but we
Okay.
are wanting to discuss the more broad strokes. Naito has told me he would be able to help us. in some way.
He quickly clarifies the spirit vision thing with the two of you who are unaware. He just explains that, just so everyone's on the same page.
So you could see if people have like unique souls, you could see that.
Yes.
Ooh,
At-
what does the rats look like?
It's a white.
Yeah. There's nothing special about mine.
No cheese around the fingers?
Dude, you got to stop with the racism, man.
No.
There's only two of you that have distinct souls. Aemon's is wind whipped.
You're whipped,
It
Aimon.
appears to be constantly in flux of a gale of wind, but the souls are not normally a full humanoid shape. They are roughly humanoid.
So it kind of seems like if you were to have something special around magic, you would have a different soul. And that those who would have a normal soul would be pretty mediocre at best at magic.
He's not the brightest.
For example, when that lizard was possessed in the Colosseum, that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. A black soul merged with its white soul and made a gray soul.
Are you able to see spirits before, if they are incorporeal, if they have not revealed themselves?
Yes, I assume you have something in your cloak.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yes.
I don't think we've talked since the storytelling in Koi. But it is good to see you again.
Yeah. Good to see you guys too. Kick my ass.
Now you have a better story to tell.
Sorry, I'm not much of a storyteller.
Yeah, you did okay.
Fair enough.
He just did a TED Talk.
Clearly, me neither.
Well, if we don't, with the pleasantries out of the way, I sort of like close the door. Do you?
You want to use the bell?
Yes.
Good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not calling for more tea. He's making it so people can't hear.
Okay.
Wait, can I just undo it to call for some more?
I picked some up on the way here. I hand you a to-go cup.
Oh, thank God.
Just all the cardboard that exists in this medieval world. So,
It's from Starbucks.
gosh, So, I hope I don't betray my friend's trust, but Diego mentioned last night that you said it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if people still knew you were dead.
Well,
Or at least you were willing to do that.
yes, I have been, again, I assume with the bell, it's safe to assume this
Yes.
doesn't leave here. Quite literally, but between the five of us. I have had my suspicions of the Akio family holding a dark secret for a while now.
A dark secret, you say?
I have been attempting to gather information on it as subtly as possible, playing the long game, so to speak. We are the weakest in terms of political sway of the three main families. The Church of Grimm has less influence than both the Kari and obviously having a seat on the literal governing body that the Noki have, the council, the seat. So
Out of game, can you briefly explain the Akio family again, just like the main things?
So
just
there's
to
three main
refresh my memory?
families. Noki family is kind of like the head noble family. They hold the fifth seat on the council. They were like the family that originally rebelled to make new Ranku, and not just Ranku. The Akio family is almost all of them are magically gifted. Most of them with a like wizardry. Like all of them go to arcane school to some degree if they're not already gifted in some other way. They have ties to the Kari. They kind of oversee them. Many of them have rumored to have like been members at some point, as if you know the Kari are all
secret
anonymous.
people,
Yeah. And then the Tau are like the resident clerics. excuse me. In heads of the Church of Grimm, which is the most prominently worshipped religion and chosen of New Ranku's people. So the head of the Naito's mother, the head of the Tau family, is like a renowned healer, cleric, specifically, like magical healing. A lot of nobles have come to her, many important people, and sometimes people even travel from different nations to receive her healing magic. Yeah. Okay. She's the head of the Tau family currently.
2 quick questions.
Yes, 2 quick answers.
It was it the Akio family that I was investigating? Okay, I just want to clarify.
Yep.
Second, the black butterfly pin that I got from that white-haired girl in my session 0, that is
a
Tau
symbol of the Tau family. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Something else I did not mention when we were having a one-on-one, well, 1.5-on-1.
Excuse me.
I previously was a guard here in Wakuzana in my life and was stumbling across some information about the Akio family that is part of my memory that is fragmented. The only thing I know is that I was killed by a smaller humanoid in a cloak.
Talking about it, why don't you make a will saving throw with a +4 circumstance bonus?
You might have just chopped that assassin up and put him in the sewer.
Will saving throw. Okay. Yeah, no, I literally just thought of the connection.
Archer.
Potentially. I forget. This does
good at
Guided
lots
by
of
the
stuff.
Stars does not apply to this, correct?
No, it's skill
didn't
checks.
think so.
Hello, GM Jack here with a quick rules correction. Guided by the Stars, Renastiere's lizard folk ancestry feat that allows him to roll twice and take the higher result can be used on saving throws. Completely spaced on that here, and I believe this is a one-time mess-up, though if it's not, I'll correct myself once again. Anyways, back to the action.
23.
Yeah, like you say, you kind of, as a player, you kind of just made the connection. That memory kind of comes flooding back to you quickly. It's not a pleasant memory. You like remember the feeling in your gut of like the cold,
Kind of like grab at it.
yeah, the cold or the warm like blood like pooling. You remember looking down and seeing a rat folk with a poison dagger that ran through you, and you're pretty confident that you never really got a good look, but the profile probably matches. Yeah, the dude you just butchered and acided.
Huh. I suddenly realized that the same person tried to take both of our lives.
That's
Really?
Well, I don't know if it's like too rude to be literal, but he did take yours, right? And then you came back.
Yeah, it didn't fully succeed.
That is
Yeah.
horrendously ironic.
I hold up the tin photo I have. Do you
yeah.
recognize him at all?
No.
Well, it seems as though he has been in the Akio's employ for much longer than I would have thought. Because it's been what? How many years since I died? 4? 5?
Yeah, a couple at least. It's been years ago. Yeah, it was probably closer to around when he was really first getting his, in terms of the faction, first getting his foothold in the city, for sure. Probably not like you probably weren't like his first mark, but yeah. I mean, it does. It like you say, it does indeed prove that there's probably a through line between him and the Akio family at the very least, though. Naito kind of says,
Why would the Akios want you dead?
What sort of hints were you finding at a dark secret, or what gave you that impression?
the head of the family, Shintami Akio, older gentleman, not elderly, but older. He has a white soul, like the rest of us. When I was younger, when my abilities first developed, so to speak, he had a black soul at one point. One time, I remember it as distinctly as I possibly could. I was not fully aware of what my powers were at the time, and when they're first manifesting, things can be blurry, things can be weird. I wasn't positive on it, but as I grew older, it's happened twice more. And I know
With
better.
him specifically?
Yes. I know better than to directly confront him about it. And I know better. No one knows I have spirit vision, except for my mother and my sister. I know better than to take them on head on without any concrete proof other than I saw it. That is why I've been looking into him for so long, because that doesn't just change like that.
Speaking of your sister, and I pull out my bag and pull out the black butterfly pin. I had a chance encounter with a young woman who handed this to me and said if I ever needed. Was it a favor or was it just to see her or something?
It was. She didn't if you ever needed.
She was
something.
being chased by some bodyguards.
Yeah,
was what I gathered, and she gave this to me.
ditches her guard company a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
The palace guards that
That
walk
is
her
that
through
is
the
your
city.
sister though.
Correct. Yeah, that's Uchido. You can. I mean, if she gave it to you, I feel weird taking it back.
Okay. What would I use this for?
I don't know. Proof that happened, I guess. I mean, I don't question you to begin with, but it's also quite expensive. It's
Okay.
well cut onyx.
I grab your sovereign glue and tape it to me so those two can't fucking grab it.
They'd find a way. You
but
got
yeah,
the solvent.
I will not.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the solvent, so.
Does he? Oh,
Yeah.
you did get it.
I will not speak too much on her behalf, but I have kept. I'm the only one that knows about this.
Fair enough.
Within
Chance
my
encounter,
family.
then nothing more than that.
How do you suggest you help us then? So far, we've only spoke of your ails.
How do I help you?
You said you could possibly help us as we've helped you.
Yes, I just mean you have my support, and what would you? I am not fully. I assume you were in the city for some reason related to undead.
Are you
least you.
aware of what caused that shadow incident at the Colosseum?
Not fully. I believe the Kari have pieced much together, but not enough to give a full report to the nobles.
Have you heard of death dust or demon dust?
I've heard of demon dust. Yes.
That demon dust is in actuality death dust. There's a fine distinction. Our resident alchemist can give more information on how exactly they differentiate, but essentially this dust has left many denizens of Wakuzana open for possession, and that creature had gotten into this dust. Do you know anything about any rumors of a spirit, even within the noble families? Is this something that has been present in Wakuzana before?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, we have a history of combating undead that I think goes back before Ronku was even Ronku.
What about vampires?
No.
Nothing
Other
in that
than-
realm.
Your friend here. No.
What? What? What?
Who?
Who?
When,
why?
where, and sometimes why.
What do you think our payment will be for helping topple the Accio plot to do whatever they're doing?
What would you like?
First dibs
I'm
on the
not
treasury.
sure. I technically can't
Wait, treasure?
give-
Said first dibs on the treasury.
The treasury. No.
I also do
Say
not wish
equal time
to
dibs.
cripple the city.
I cannot technically promise anything as a non-head of house other than my own personal funds, but
How
What would you
how
want
deep
us?
are your pockets?
I mean, the Tau pockets are deep, but they are not my pockets to take from.
Yes, so yours specifically.
How deep are my pockets? How much would you like?
A lot.
How much is a lot?
A 2-person tent.
But made of gold.
Can I real quickly just like get a vibe on?
Yeah, I'll vibe check for all of you because I assume you would just like passively do it.
10,000 gold.
Yeah, the two of you, Aimon and Renastiere. I mean, everybody feels pretty confident, but you guys are pretty sure that like pretty genuine. If anything, there's a bit of relief in him of like he's very clearly like he means it. He has never told anyone this, even his most closest family and loved ones. So it's a little relieving to like let it out, and a little worrying because like he trusts you guys, but like obviously you are not like the closest people to him. But yeah,
10,000
okay,
each.
10,000 total, and what we discussed earlier stays between you and me.
Or 10,000 and you tell us what you talked about earlier.
Wait. Are you talking about between us or between him?
He's specifically
How
talking
many of
to
you
Diego.
talked to Naito while I was gone?
Okay, what did you guys talk about?
16,000. And it stays between us.
15,000. 15 gold pieces.
What?
15,000.
What did you guys
Deal.
talk about?
Okay. He shakes your hand.
I shake his
Okay,
hand.
I promise you, it does not relate to the current situation.
yeah, I understand that because it's him.
I have a question about.
Well, we just made the deal. He can't tell you about it.
Well, you don't have power of attorney.
It's all right. And I look at Naito and then I like very obviously wink at.
What are you
wink at
doing?
Peter.
Hold on. Let's just
Task at hand.
do.
15,000 to topple the Accio plot. I
Was
think
it
we're going for
16,000?
it. No, we negotiated it. You weren't listening.
Do
Correct.
the Accio. Many of them, I understand, most likely have interacted with the assembly at some point. Correct.
Yes.
If they are as magically inclined as.
Yeah, not as much as you would think in terms of not magically inclined in terms of interacting with the assembly. They're a bit. They have their own tutors and such. The
Oh, I
family
thought
does.
the only magic school was there.
The only public one, yes.
The public one. Interesting. Okay.
They do not go to school. The school is brought to them, so to speak.
Interesting. Okay. Have you? Never mind.
I believe some of them have interacted with the Arcane College and Assembly before, but it is normally for business
So
reasons.
it's just a professor and student went missing that we heard about, and I was curious if you'd heard anything else, but if not, it's okay.
I have not.
Historically, how has the relationship with the Tau and Accio been? Obviously, you have political conflict, but mostly, what would you say? Is there a time period where things became more hostile or
No.
rocky between things?
Think
between
of them
people?
as the Noki family's firm right hand, and the Tau as the Noki family's soft left hand. We are the kind guiding spirit to their firm hand of justice, so to speak. I guess would be the way to put it.
I could see where there might be conflict with.
Normally, we don't agree on many things, but it's along the lines of for the good of the people of New Ronku. In all honesty, they have not. I don't have much reason to believe or proof outwardly other than what I saw that they're up to something horribly nefarious. But in my time, I have heard things about the Kari and them to go along with it. Never anything that would be outright. Anything, all of which could be justified by the ends justify the means, so to speak.
I see.
Have you ever heard rumor or interacted with anyone in the Accio family that is known to, I don't know, wear a golden mask, conjure up beings through a portal, possibly made of ice?
Yes, I've been interested in that specifically too.
No. Should I be?
No.
Okay.
That was oddly specific.
We'll tell you about it later, guys.
Leave it to Diego. He's got it.
Is there any way
Isn't everybody make a nature check?
Can I do esoteric lore?
All right.
Yeah,
now
it is
I'm
recall
doing
knowledge,
Guided
yeah.
by the Stars. 17.
16.
30.
Isn't that annoying?
Yeah, it is a DC 30 check.
Oh,
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 on the
Damn.
die, and it's a -1 because it's not my.
In the brief
not hard.
description
Oh, no.
of
What?
Golden Mask, basically what he described, the elemental connection, you have heard retellings of the Ravda, a monastic order that resides within a different plane of existence. Specifically, they guard the 4 elemental wonders, and they're a group of, like I said, they're a monastic order that is in charge of retrieving lost or escaped elementals. Elementals normally don't have much of any sort of moral compass. They're just beings of, as they sound, nature. So, like, if a large sentient storm cloud escaped and was threatening a city, like, it is their job to stop that and bring it back, so to speak.
do you relay any of this to us?
No, not now.
Okay.
Just curious.
But
Where would you like us to go from here? To gather information on the Akio family? On the leader specifically?
give me a few days.
Do you want it to be alive or dead? Do you have a preference as far as...
Well, I think we already decided he's alive, right?
How are we supposed to make sure that you were dead anyway? It's kind of hard to prove someone's dead without a body.
Look, man, I literally just woke up from almost being dead. It was my first thought.
You got to have these plans.
So, I don't,
Phosphorus has been shot through the neck many times. He's done this before.
Who?
Who?
Who's Phosphorus?
God damn it.
this is
Phosphorus Peter.
He would know I'm Phosphorus.
That's true.
Oh, yeah!
He's met Phosphorus.
I forgot! He met you as Phosphorus.
Yeah.
Who's Peter? Anyways.
purely speculation on my part. I have no clue on this, but I don't want to write off that the death dust, the vampires, and any shady dealings that the
Hold
Akio
on.
have.
The vampires. We have a vampire thing going on?
No. It's
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
we have a
yes, you
vampire
do.
thing going
Yes,
on.
we do. That's
There are. I think we should go into this actually.
no.
Yes, I think
Yes.
it should be.
No.
Yes.
I think you've been outnumbered here.
I know I'm outnumbered, but I know I'm correct.
Well, hold on. Let's hear him out. Should I? He'll get out of the range of the thing.
No. We'll walk out. You stay in bed.
Oh, I've been sitting in the chair this whole time.
Get in bed.
Get in bed.
You pick him up out of the chair and lay him down,
Okay,
smooch him
he
on the
leaves.
forehead.
Yeah, he
leaves,
gets up and
that's
goes. Yeah.
Why would we tell him this information?
Because he could get information for us, and this
And
might be related to
could
the
he?
Akios.
He can see people who have black souls,
I know.
so that might be. We
don't-
should probably warn him ahead of time that he might be.
If
dealing
he
with
were
vampires.
involved with this, I don't think he would willingly give us information of how he's able to see something
It's
that would
it's not
indicate this.
about him being involved. It's about people he knows being involved. And I know he's tight with information. It's just
We can tell him to have discretion.
Isn't it also like vampires the whole thing they're against? Like he has more knowledge on that most likely than
More the
any
Kari
of us.
with the Akios, but that is what I'm concerned about. And I don't have any solid proof to go on, but there is a possibility that the Akios could have, he said himself, they've been fighting with spirits for years. Maybe they tried to appease them instead, since they were losing this battle.
need
I
to
don't know
learn
if it
more
was
about Akita.
necessarily a mutual agreement.
Or they could have been taken over. If what he's saying is true, that he saw the leader of the Akios having a soul that turned black and then white again.
I mean, it's exactly what we're chasing right now is the Strigoi, right?
no, the veteran. Both.
Or is it
Technically
it's
both,
both.
but the Vetulurana is the one you
Seems
have like
more likely,
concrete.
yeah.
Yes.
Just to
The
clarify,
Vetulurana.
it could have just been the way you said it. He never saw it switch. It was just
One time
at
he saw it
one
black,
point,
one time saw it
3
white.
times he has had a black soul. Every other time it's been white. He's never like visually seen the switch.
Yeah.
Just clarify.
Yeah.
Because like important distinction.
I just think if we have somebody who has a little bit more reach here than us pad-footing around the city, we could get a lot more information in a quicker amount of time.
At the very least, we could tell him to look for Akita, the
With
professor.
discretion, at the very least.
I don't know how much he should be out and about
Not
looking
him,
for
but the
things.
people he knows.
He can still gather information without outright saying what he's getting the information for.
Okay.
And the cat's already out of the bag.
It's
It's part
It's
of
not.
this. We if we need to be able to trust him enough. Otherwise, again,
it's not him I don't trust. It's the people he could use for those
correct.
resources
And
that I don't trust.
That's why we need to really drive it home to him that we need complete discretion about this. I think if he's bringing up the Accio matter to us, his end goal is the overall safety of the city. So I think that he will understand that if this gets out and if anyone is tipped off to this situation, it would leave us all in a very precarious spot, to say the least.
I will second another vibe check. Again, seems pretty genuine on all the stuff he's been talking to you guys about.
Yes. Again,
I get what you're saying, and I
trust
understand
him.
your reservations about it, but
Again, we
if
don't
we-
have to tell him every single
Yes.
detail either.
if we don't
Yes.
have to tell him about Umbra and things like that. Maybe we don't even bring up the androids, but
well, yes, definitely don't bring up the androids. All right. I'll concede.
okay. But again, we will just be sure that he understands that this, which I'm sure he does, considering everything that happened last night, the importance of discretion in this matter.
Yeah, someone goes, grabs him, comes back because he can't hear
So
you
the
guys.
vampires are my new band. And
But yeah, he comes
kind
back
of
in.
a fusion rock thing. Yeah, so recently, since we have gotten to the city, along with the death dust situation and possessions, we've also come into contact with a possible coven of vampires, possibly only one. Have you?
Yeah, bloodline would be the right word.
I think we know of at least 2 bloodlines operating in the city.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Technically, all you have confirmation of is that someone is affiliated with a Strigoi bloodline.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, well, good point. Was.
But he might still be in the jail or the prison. Unless he hasn't starved to death yet.
Cuckoo?
No, the gambling one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he had interactions with Cuckoo, but there's no confirmation that he himself was. For the sake of time, if you guys...
Yeah,
like,
we'd
what
go...
do you want to... Because all this information for both you guys and the audience has been spoken
Probably
about over
we
and
would
over
tell
again.
them the broad strokes as far as we came in contact with Cuckoo, so we know about a vampire connection, and then we came across people who were victims of
Of a
very
Telorana
clearly
bloodline.
Valerana attack.
And we
yeah.
think it may have something to do with the professor and student going missing.
I would
Okay.
ask him also about the bald lady, though, if he knows anybody.
We'd also know who that is already.
Yeah.
Has he seen them, though?
I already
Oh,
asked
yeah.
about the professor.
No, yeah, Akita, no. I have spoken with her a few times. Like, I'm sure you're aware, she's our resident enchantment magic expert. She stopped by the Akio household a few times because she kind of regulates all of the enchantment magic learning. Like I said, they kind of learn privately, so she double checks that, everything's going fine. And
Anytime recently?
No. Probably last time I've spoken with her is years ago.
Okay.
She may be involved with this somehow. We're not quite sure how.
Whether willingly or forced.
Yes.
If I see her, you guys will be the first to know.
Also, do you have access to records of construction in the city, just in general?
Yeah, I could have.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a tomb I'd like you to try to find to see who owns. It's near the jail where or the prison where the mines are.
Okay.
I'll give him like a description.
Yeah, he can definitely look into it. He would add the caveat that some of those records might be with them, depending on how new they are. If they're very old, though, they would be with the nobles.
They would be ancient.
Okay, yeah. Then he can. I mean, no guarantee, because who knows how long it's been there. For all you know, the people that made the city never even knew it was there. But yeah, he'll look into it for sure.
What do you think the Noki family would think if we find some level of concrete evidence? Could they be swayed into support?
Absolutely, but my word alone,
Correct.
I'm avidly aware, is not enough, and it
Sir.
would need to be
Bulletproof, yeah.
and we would need to handle it in a way that could not be subverted, so to speak.
So
with-
you're paying us, but I'm still confused on what for. Information? Or catching something in the act? Or
I'm not positive yet. If you don't remember, he said he was going to get back to you guys in a few days about like what he wanted to do. I mean, he almost just died. He's going to go see his family and like figure out a course of action.
I'm mostly stating it for the party so that we don't start going off towards something without a goal.
He's basically like, I will for sure pay you and give you support and such, probably in a discreet way for the most part, but just so that like basically, you four are clear, like as he says, the first people who's confined in this. He doesn't know exactly what he needs from you currently, but sometime down the line, he will call upon you.
I may have already asked this, but I do want to try to reiterate clearly something, even if it is with the help of an assassin who is very well versed in discretion. Why would the Akio do such an outward attack against you in particular, like last night?
Yeah, that brings me to my final point. I'm worried they know.
Clearly, to some degree, that is the case.
I don't know why the thought had never fully crossed my mind, but if I have, mainly because it's a little different, if I have abilities that allow me to see things others can't, someone on their side could as well, and be aware I have spirit vision, or be aware some of the things I've heard about the Kari is mind reading, mind altering, memory magic type stuff. I don't think I have been affected by that. Granted, in my youth, who knows?
How compromised do you believe the Kari are? All the way to the top? Or
If the Akio are compromised, they are at least as a whole compromised. I don't think each individual Kari is aware. My assumption is the Akio is compromised in a way that they are using their influence on the Kari to do something. I don't know.
without them fully knowing?
Without the Kari being aware that that there's nefarious means behind it. I don't think every Kari member or even many of them are aware or in on it. I could be wrong, but it doesn't. If I were the Akio family or the head, I would keep keep your enemies close, but not that close. Like if anyone were to find out about what was going on, like if any group were to be the ones that would find out about what's going on with the Akio family, would be the Kari. So
I
I'm
will
not
try to avoid them as much as
positive.
possible. I think it goes without saying that, as we've already discussed, everything said stays in this room, but even as you are putting out feelers for information, the less known to the wider public or noble families, the better.
That's why I said I might need some time, because I'm going to, I've been going about this slow for years, but better to be safe than sorry.
And on top of that, best to not go without protection.
Yes, speaking of which, any capable individuals walk me home?
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
I think we all should.
Do you want to get close to the palace?
I will not.
I was thinking someone other than the four of you, so
Maybe
we're not
one of the servants
seen
here.
directly together. Out
That
in
is
the
fair
open.
as well. Yes, somebody from the
Half-orc.
estate. We have
Yeah, Jinko could go.
we have
Kite.
connections here.
Basil.
He could ride Basil.
Ride Basil.
Just
I went out and
decapitating
found
Kari as he goes.
Yeah, you know, if this place ever gets like fully sieged or attacked, Basil's going ham for sure.
Spinning like Link.
It's Beyblades. But yeah, unless there's anything else you guys want to discuss with him, he will head out with Jinko and probably a couple other
I think that's all.
folks.
on him.
What were you guys talking about?
So he left.
Yeah.
The bell's still up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sorry. Did you have an encounter with the Ravda recently?
Piece of shit.
Does the name Ravda ring any bells?
No,
That's what I
definitely
thought.
not.
I don't know. Are you referring to my overly specific description?
Yes, your gold-masked monk.
So last night, when Anzai and I were making our way to Sanctuary, our path kept being blocked in the storm. I would look, and 1 second there'd be nothing in the street. I'd look back, and there'd be this large puddle, far too big to have been made by the storm at hand, and tried to change our route a bit, and it followed us, it seemed. And so we ducked into an inn, and what I saw form outside, I almost didn't believe it, but it was it was originally some kind of water humanoid that formed, then turned to ice, and then It seemed like it very much wanted to come into the inn, although it didn't. It may have, if not for a humanoid that apparated in front of it. And this humanoid of medium stature had a golden mask on and sort of monk-like robes, and then conjured up a portal that looked to be going to some... It wasn't totally clear in the storm, but an endless expanse of water. And they both walked in and it disappeared, and then from there, Anzai and I made our way as fast as we could to Sanctuary, and nothing happened other than that, and nothing popped up on my way home. But I was just wondering, have any of you heard of any... I mean, you've obviously heard of something like that. Have you interacted with them before?
That would be the Ravda. No, I've never interacted with them, but they
What are they?
monks that are from not this plane, but they...
Not this plane.
Yes.
What plane? I've never interacted from something not from this plane.
I'm not sure what plane specifically, but they're not this one. They specialize in hunting down elementals. Wayward souls that have come over to this plane that aren't supposed to be here.
Anzai, you bastard. No, I'm just kidding.
The
Not him.
the only other piece of information I kind of left out is they're normally exclusively like elemental touched humanoids. So like any of the wish child, so to speak, the genie kids, Ifritis, Orids, I forget the other ones.
Suli.
Yes.
Jake, Suli.
Actually, Suli are normally like very high sought out or regarded for this because they can monitor multiple places because they have normally, well, they have to have at least two kind of like elemental.
I like to imagine their recruitment team has always been like 2 steps behind Raiji.
I know this
really
means
use him.
nothing to you because Raiji is long gone and like no one has ever really looked into it, but you would be aware that a 4-element Suli is incredibly rare. Like Diego would be, for sure. Not that that matters to
They're going to
now,
kidnap Diego on accident thinking he's Raiji. Join our ranks.
I'm not even kind of similar.
So I don't...
Yeah, but your voice sounds kind of... He's got an accent now.
It's fancy, Reggie.
Yes.
So
You thought you could hide from us?
Yes.
I don't know if me being an oracle has any pull on that.
Have you ever told me you're an oracle?
No, I have not. That was on purpose.
Interesting.
Why not? You can roll esoteric lore. Anyone else can roll nature for the other creature.
Jesus Christ.
7.
Nat 20 for 23.
I didn't get a nat 20, but I did get a 28, so.
I got 3 in nature.
18.
Yeah, I mean, I assume whoever learns this will just share it with the group anyways. But yeah, that is something, it's called a Ledaluska. It is a like sentient body, or like it's a sentient like water thing that can form into both like a water and an ice version, and they are obsessed with like images and like whatever has been reflected on their surface, they can take the humanoid form of. So based on the interaction it
Bald
had,
man.
yeah, yes, that is something that has been reflected off of its surface before. But based on like its behavior, it was like desperately trying to have Aimon's reflection.
It's because you're wet.
I thought you were cute.
Well, I am.
His curse is like a mating call for his kind.
Yes, but like I said, I don't know if me being an oracle has much to do with it. I mean, it is elemental-ish in nature, but I don't know enough about it to say for sure. But
Other than liking your appearance, I don't know if it had any other thoughts. I mean, you're not special or anything. Like, appearance-wise. The oracle thing is a big deal,
Well,
but
I mean, he is a half drow.
it's true. But, like, appearance-wise, like...
I'm hotter than him, right, guys?
definitely not.
Guys, tell me. I'm definitely hotter. No.
If we're just going off smell,
If we're going off smell...
I
what
spend
do you-
less time in the streets than
What are you
So,
talking
what
about?
were you two talking about?
I live with you.
you ruined my apartment.
What were you and
I
Naito,
do- I
what were
do.
you and Naito talking about?
We talked about Renastiere. What are you talking about? Anyway, what's a move?
No.
What's our next move?
You tell me what you and Naito were talking about.
Look, I don't know what
So I
you're
got some
trying to
weird
get at.
looks at that conversation that means I'm somehow part of it, even though I don't know what it is.
You did wink at him.
I did wink at him because
Yes.
it's funny to mess with him.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Well, that's your opinion.
Correct.
I'm just sitting there looking like dead inside.
And you look dead outside too, so
Well, it matches the outside now. Yeah.
Umbra was reading a book of yours.
oh, he was reading it, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Looked like you wrote it.
Looked like I wrote it. Yes.
Yeah. It seems like a very interesting book, to say the least. Is it just a bunch of...
Nonsense. Yes.
Not nonsense, no. It was like
Well,
stories and
it
such.
is. Stories. I mean, non-connected stories.
Is it still raining outside?
Yeah, it's a storm.
I listen to a lot of people.
That'll be good. And we get a bit of outside perspective, I suppose.
There's a knock on the door.
Hello.
They can't hear us.
Oh yeah. Shake the bell.
Okay, yeah.
We said hello.
it's just one of the servants with more tea and biscuits and stuff.
Thank you.
She comes in. She sets it down. She says, she looks at Diego. Super quick question. There's been some stuff going around about this guy. You look incredibly similar to him in terms of description.
I can
Some of
assure
us
you.
were-
I've heard about it. Pure coincidence.
What is this person?
Pure coincidence. And I wink at her,
Okay.
and then I kind of motion to get her to leave.
Okay, roll deception first.
I like how everything in the session has been trying to make this lie crack.
22.
Okay, now roll diplomacy. +4 circumstance bonus.
What about thievery?
No.
You steal her memories.
I'm better at diplomacy too,
Yeah.
so I don't know. A plus what?
4 circumstance.
Okay. 20.
Okay. Secret identities and all that.
Ma'am, what is he talking about?
I just nod like
I'm just going to reach in my pocket and pull out like 5 gold.
Kite pays us very well.
God damn it, Kite. He's so much richer than I am.
I'll,
yes.
If
No, what is it?
it's a pleasure to meet you, rat boy, and then she leaves.
You really pissed her off with that low tip.
She seems quite like ecstatic about it, though.
What
Anyway.
what did you do?
What's our next move?
I'm going downstairs and then perhaps back to Sanctuary.
Sanctuary? Is that our next
to
plan?
clarify, you guys really still haven't fully looked into the missing teacher stuff, and Iredale did hire you.
I was
to do
going
that.
to say missing teacher hire / are we still going to go to the sewers and pretend?
I'm not saying we go there.
Well, it's one of us goes there.
No.
No, a thing of ice that you want me to make.
Oh, yes. That ice sculpture. Could you do that? And
I could when you tell me what happened.
then you two, I have some
Leverage
jobs
says
for,
ye.
I have jobs for you.
I have an errand to run beforehand.
Okay, well this does take a day, so I'm going to need full team engagement for the
Well,
whole
we
day for
also have to
this.
dispose of those barrels.
Is that your errand?
What?
What?
The barrels?
Oh, that too. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
How is it just beginning to smell like rancid?
No, they're in the room with us. Oh, it's just like sinking out of the barrel. No, I need to pick up some bread.
Okay, Brett. Oh. Okay.
Is he going to get laid? Is that
Yes, I'm sticking my cloaca in some
Bread?
hooker. Yes, some yeasty.
If you want me to craft an ice sculpture, it's going to be 50 gold up front.
up front? 50 gold. What do you think I'm made of money? I just negotiated a $15,000 gold contract with for us.
50 gold for the ice sculpture.
15,000.
All right, I'm going to go
50
get my bread now as I'm dragging a
For
barrel
the
out.
ice sculpture.
Don't need any help.
25.
50.
I figured
No.
not.
25.
I think this is a
25.
trip for
50.
just
25.
Do you want the sculpture or not?
Do you want to help investigate what we're looking to
I
investigate?
leave the
I
bubble
could
and
do
just
it
go
other ways.
as it gets quiet.
I'm going like,
Yeah.
25 up front, 25 when it's completed.
20 up front, 20 when it's completed.
25, 25.
2020.
40, 40.
You're going the wrong way. That's
No,
not
I'm
how
going
you
the correct
negotiate.
way.
20. 20.
25, 25.
Look, I if you want, Peter, you could just go investigate this as well.
I know.
Okay.
25, 25.
He still has
20.
debts.
25, 25.
Look, I'm not going any higher.
It's good. I'm not going lower, so 25. Do you want the sculpture?
I would like it at a fair price.
25 up front, 25 when it's completed.
Yeah, 20 up front and 20 completed would be the fairest price I can offer. Honestly, I thought you were my friend and you'd do it for free.
Why?
But
Why would you think that? In all of our conversations, all of our interactions, why would you think that?
Why?
Especially
Because
when
we're
you somehow pass a rumor that I'm rat boy. Again, a very racist terminology here.
first of all, how do you know I passed a rumor that you're a rap
Because
boy?
it's who you are.
You don't know me.
All your interactions leading up to this, all the small looks, all the fucking winks that you've been giving, leads to this. 25 up front.
Oh, you think it leads to this?
I think it's, unfortunately, no. 25 up front, 25 on completion.
The
20 up front, 20 on completion, and I steal the other 5 from one of the other 2.
Oh, I was going to say 25 up front. I don't give a shit whose money it is. As long as I get paid 25, that's all I care about.
We start tomorrow.
Okay.
I need the others for the rest of the stuff.
I know.
I'll probably spend the day, if people are splitting up, doing like the passive gather information thing
Okay.
at my fast pace or whatever it is. Or
Yeah, what are we-
double the pace, but more information or whatever it is.
Yeah, you can do it in half the time. Yeah.
I would go to Kite and say, I need to borrow 60 gold.
Okay. He gives you 60 gold.
Cool. Pocket 10.
No.
I need to borrow 15,000 gold.
By the end of this season, Kite's going to be homeless.
And I will have the biggest tent of all.
As long as Anzai keeps making her money.
Okay. Aim is gathering information. Peter, you are...
So we're all splitting up, right?
I guess.
How close is Ward 8 to here?
directly under it, pretty close.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Ward 8 and start gather information, but on the lower levels.
Okay.
I think I'll be looking into... I'm looking at disappearances of people that, like, aren't well known.
Okay.
So instead of, like, teachers or students, more like just if vampires are feeding, the lesser known ones are probably the easy targets.
Okay.
I would go to the assembly specifically,
Okay, yeah.
such as like the classroom of Akita, the living quarters of the student, things like that. Look around for clues. If the student had roommates or the teacher's colleagues, just gather information about them as people, and as well as like if anyone saw anything
See them, yeah.
on the day they disappeared.
Diego.
Unless
I would
that's
like
something you'd
to
rather
go
play
and
through.
visit some taverns and some local areas
To
to talk about just about how some certain people took down some certain vampires.
word.
Give him some bread.
Yep.
And specifically took down are taking down vampires
Okay.
is like basically the thing.
Why don't Diego give me deception, Peter and Aimon give me a diplomacy check.
And I'll roll for bread.
I think yours is you can roll society.
I can roll lore underworld, and I get a +2.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the record, I used a hero token.
Okay, word.
I got a 15 on my bread check.
Damn, man.
We'll play through yours.
Yeah, I know. I figured.
We just skip over them. Yeah, you go.
You got bread.
Yeah, so Aimon, you can either do it in half the time, so roll twice, or you do also have an elf thing where you can double the time and get a +2 circumstance.
I thought that was like a skill check or something, right?
Yeah, I mean technically this is a.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can take the normal time and get a +2 circumstance, or roll twice.
Okay, I'll just roll twice.
Okay.
28.
25.
What ward are you in? All of them? Well, that doesn't make sense.
It's so
Yeah,
much.
I'm
Start
in
at
all of
7,
them.
I assume, or no?
Yeah, I'd start at 7.
Okay.
I am using a coin, not just any
For-
coin, a hero coin. 28 for the first one, 30.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start with. I mean, Diego, you start doing that, obviously. Phosphorus, Peter,
Rat boy.
you you don't hear much it's kind of tough because like there often people go missing. I mean, not really like go missing, but like people go. You just stop hearing from people sometimes in Ward 8. Regardless, it's probably the most common ward for that to happen for a ward as a whole in comparison to like specific parts of other wards. So nothing that directly would lead you to think that it's vampire related, so to speak. Aimon.
Yes.
The first thing you pick up is that a lot of the campus is ablaze about this group. These two people called the figurehead is the Magnificent Marvel, a mysteriously powerful magician with gorgeous scarlet hair, and Rat Boy, his mage trainee and wonderfully incompetent sidekick. Rumor has it that the two of them were responsible for taking care of a hag and her infernal minions and fiendish magic west of town.
We weren't even included.
And specifically, you were there, so you know that Vasco did this. But Rat Boy tumbled into the hideout, and the Magnificent Marvel saved him. The Rat Boy is constantly following in his shadow and trying incredibly hard to learn magic, but he can't. He's quite incompetent at it. It's like a fun story. Some people think it's real, some people think it's not. But like enough of it is talking about it. I mean, you clearly make the connection right away.
What if I told you they're in the city?
Yeah, what if I told you I could get you their
I
autograph?
can get you an
right
autograph for 15,000 gold.
Oh, it's Rat Boy's autograph? No thanks.
A signed poster.
But yeah, other than that,
now.
you do hear of someone matching. What's her name? The teacher,
Akita.
Yeah, Akita's description, trajectory-wise, heading towards Ward 5.
On the day she went missing?
Not necessarily on the day she went missing, but someone thinks they saw her heading there. And
did they say when at all?
It would have been around when she went missing. Just maybe
I didn't
not
know if it was like
on the
yesterday.
day. Well,
like
they're not positive when she went missing because she just like stopped showing up.
Yeah.
So like who knows when?
Yes.
But yeah, around
But if it was
then,
like
yeah, it matches up
yesterday.
roughly. Yes.
anything about the student at all?
No, other than like
Hasn't shown up.
Yeah, pretty diligent student.
Did he have any roommates?
Pretty competent. No, I mean, he had friends and people knew him, but all of them are just like
They're just clueless.
Yeah, haven't heard from him. Don't know really where he is. All of them would say he's definitely not the type to do this.
Does
They're
he have
worried.
family in town?
That's a
Is he
great
from
question.
here? It's okay if you didn't. If like as a GM, you don't
Probably
have
not. He would probably have family from like nearby or just like out of Wakuzana, like
Okay.
the places around it.
Okay,
But
sounds
yeah,
good.
I mean, your
Small
gist is
town
that
boy.
they'd probably tell you similar things as to like, doesn't seem like he would do that, but it's been long enough that like if he went there, they would heard from him.
Yeah, fair.
Probably.
Cool. That's very useful.
Okay, Sir Renastiere.
I'm like, as I'm going that way, I'm like trying to hype myself up as I'm dumping goo down a storm drain.
Okay. For sure. But yeah, you go
So
to
disgusting.
you go to Ward 2. You go down into Ward 2.
Gotcha.
Which is the kind of the full eastern side of Wakuzana. Yeah, I mean, it's where you grew up. It can look however you want. It's a bakery. Do you want any input on what it looks like? I specifically haven't made it for this moment for you to be like, this is what it looks like.
I feel like it would look like almost in like if you've watched cartoon movies, just that very like idealized version of it. It's very clean.
Yeah.
Pastries in the front. More of the sweets on display towards the front, and then more generalized like breads out in the more open area of the store. But
Sure.
otherwise, outside of that, it looks like a bakery.
Yeah. Probably just like, well, it's probably 2-story. You guys probably lived on the top floor, baked in all that stuff. There's a chimney for baking stuff. Obviously, oven in the back, probably.
Yeah, I would sort of stop out front, like do a 360 and just sort of take in the surreal nature of just being back here at all.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever been back here, right?
Not
Am I
since,
correct?
no.
Since you died, yeah.
don't think I've been to Wakuzana since we came here.
You haven't like stood outside of the bakery.
I
and,
stood in the pouring rain.
yeah.
With a violinist playing
it is
behind me.
currently pouring
Yeah,
rain,
that's
but
true.
I'm doing that. I'm standing in the
Yeah.
window, just pressed up against the window.
yeah,
Mamita
we
dee.
haven't really talked about it, but the image of them is a little muddy in your mind. Like you remember them being halflings, but you like distinctly like don't fully have a crystal clear image of like their faces and such.
I like to. Okay, it'll be called like Never Half Baked Bakery.
Okay,
they're
never half big
yeah.
bakery. Yeah. Oh, because they're halflings.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. I mean, you would before you would enter, you would catch the sight of your mom.
I'd probably get like a chill up my spine, just like
Yeah.
sort of shock
Yeah.
to my memories.
She's just like packaging up. She's a little chunkier halfling woman, kind of braided brown hair, clearly on the older side. Not like in death's door, but like past her prime for sure. But yeah, she's like standing on a stool behind the counter, packaging up some warm bread for a family, and she gives it to them as you walk in. She says, "Hi, welcome to the half baked bakery." Is that what you said?
Never half baked. Yeah.
Welcome to Never Half Baked. What can I do for you? She like clearly like long looks at you.
Sort of at a loss for words a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I help out at a homeless shelter in Ward 3. I just wanted to have them have something nice for once. Do you recommend anything?
Yeah. I'll go. Give me 1 second.
Are you the only owner of this?
No, I was gonna go. My husband knows more about it. I was gonna go. Grab
Oh,
him.
okay. Oh, yeah.
Give me 1 second. She runs back. He runs back. They both come out, and clearly she was like, "Come look at this dude." He comes out from behind the counter, and he like just walks up to him. He's like, "Hi, my name's Zodi. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We had a son like you once. I know everybody says it's hard to believe, but yeah, it's always a time when you guys come in. Still miss him every day. But yeah, you had stuff for folks in Ward 3.
Yes.
He would give you the full thing. I mean, he explains everything. You already know it. Some of it's
So like
there's
wanting
gaps
to
in
hear him
knowledge.
explain it.
Yeah.
Like I know he always had sort of thing.
He gives you the full sales pitch, basically everything.
But like holding back kind of a smirk of just like reminiscence.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, if it's for good folks, we can give you a discount. I don't know what. If you're talking about lowland, I know most people who come from there don't come from much.
That's certainly the case. I have heard that you were both very generous owners.
Really? Well, glad someone's putting out a good word.
Friend in the guard, but
Son was in the guard.
that's coincidence. Huh?
But anyways, yeah, what did you want? You want
Yeah, I'll take
you want the scones, the muffins, or the bread, or
all of that. Yeah, I'll take just enough to. Typically, there's what is there like on a daily? Is there like 20 to 30 people
Yeah,
there?
that's a
Maybe
good
yeah,
guesstimate, yeah.
just enough for 20 to 30 people, and throw in a strudel for me.
yeah, of course. They throw it all
Doesn't
together.
have to be bagged. You can just I'll eat it. So
He bags it all up, and he says, as he's doing it, Renthessa, your mother, she says, "What do you do in the city?" Just like making conversation.
I help out with the Church of Tezetios in Ward 3. That's I guess you could say it's part of my beliefs. So I heard they were needing a lot of help here, so decided to come help them out. So
Well, we're followers of Lady Laura ourselves, but we hear good things about those Tezetios folks. I hear that part of Ward 3 can be a pretty tough place sometimes.
it's hard to see sometimes, but that's if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here needing to help out. So what can you do?
Makes sense. We like I said, we had a little lizard folk lad like ourselves. He I don't think he ever knew this, but we bought him to cook him, and he hatched. Thankfully, before it could. I don't know what we would have done without it, but yeah, every time one of your kind comes in, it's a little tough, but it's good to remember, he died doing what he loved, protecting people. So it's good to hear you doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure if he were still here, he'd be happy to see that you're still doing what you're amazing at. So
I think so too. Zodi walks up. He's like, here's your stuff. Feel free to come back anytime.
my hand's sort of trembling, like as I'm
you
grip
you
it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it's rain makes the bones ache a bit.
What was your name?
Renastiere.
Gotcha. Like I said, Zodi, Rintessa, he points to his wife. We're the Vibblers. So come by anytime. We got lots of baked goods.
Well, I will definitely swing by for more of our baked needs. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
And I go to leave and pause for a second, like look back, but keep walking out.
Yeah. You go.
They were going to eat you.
So did you hatch
Then
onto
they
the
wanted you to
griddle and they
grow.
quickly helped you? Or?
No, they bought the egg. I'm going to cook the egg.
No. They broke the egg to go in the griddle, and it was just you.
No, then they realized it could be meteor.
No. I always viewed it as they bought an egg, stored it, and then like one day went into the storeroom after like a day or
I'm,
so,
like,
and there
eating-
was just like there's just like a little baby lizard like eating grain in there, and they were like, "What the fuck, mother?" Yeah.
Just like a tiny naked version of Renastiere full sprinting.
Remember, you didn't have your accent.
Tripping like the actual rats he's fighting off in the storeroom.
Oh no!
Actually,
started early.
beforehand, my accent was, "Mom and Dad, it's your son."
But yeah, more gathering information, or what do you guys do in the rest of the day? I mean, you probably your next step would be looking into things at Ward 5, Aimon.
Yeah.
Because presumably that's where Akita is.
I would go casually gather info at Ward 5 if we're not going to all meet up together
Okay.
to go there.
Is this the next day?
No,
Okay.
that was like the morning.
Oh. Fuck, what would be useful?
Useful.
Making a nice sculpture.
We're doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to do that tomorrow. We got to do it all at the same time, Just
I'm just sitting on a park bench eating a strudel. Oh, it's been too long.
Yeah, it's exactly like they used
Dude,
to
the
make
smell
it,
of the
and
bakery
just as
probably
good.
messed you up when you stepped in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to search now in. So it reminded me. It's what are the wards each represent? I know 4 is the.
Yes, I mean some of them are very aligned, some of them are not. Ward 8 is under and completely underground. It's under the plateau that Ward 7 sits on. Ward 8 is basically completely run by the cartel, Kargan cartel. Ward 7 is the elites and the nobles, a lot of the well-off folks. Ward 1 is kind of... Naito needs the party's help, though they've still got to track down that missing teacher and student. Where could they be? Is there a connection between them and the Vetelarana? What exactly will Naito ask the party to do? All of this and more, next time on Dying 5.
If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you listen on. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if anyone in your life just can't get enough tabletop RPG action, send them our way. If tabletops have taught me anything, it's that good stories become great ones when you have some folks to share them with. And as always, thanks for listening.